here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw Overrun. It's the bonus episode that y'all get here on Saturdays after countout usually. It's Monday through Thursday and then Saturday.
Yeah.
I like to do it Monday through Friday. I could just put it up today, but whatever. I don't know. You get 5 a week. I think that's plenty of bonus episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the overriding point. You get 5 a week.
You get 5 a week. Sometimes I'll put it up early. Sometimes I won't. Holy moly, look at that. That's good.
Cool.
Man, you patrons are awesome.
The best.
The best. If it wasn't for you guys, seriously, and gals, seriously, we would be doing other things. At the $10 $10 mark and up, we've got a poll up right now, just in case any of you guys missed it. It's a poll for our WrestleMania watch party and Going In Raw view. We have 3 WrestleManias up, Mania 3, 6, and 9. Right now, Mania 9 has a slim lead over 3 and 6. I think I'm happy about that. You would rather see 6, right?
I don't know if I've seen all of 6. I have seen all of 9. I've sat through that show once before in my life. It is a terrible WrestleMania.
I still say that the Lex Luger bit is worth it, the entire thing.
You haven't seen the entire show.
So many ass cheeks. A lot of ass cheeks. To me, that makes it. Anyways, this is Friday or Saturday, whenever you're watching it.
Well, we're shooting it Friday.
It's Ask Steve and Larson Day.
Yeah.
We just shot our Friendo Awards. That was fun.
Wow. Tight production that was. But that's great.
You know what's funny? What do you mean, Tyler? You mean how quick it was?
No, I mean, it's like we there wasn't a whole lot of prep work done before. I mean, you did some great prep work. You did the lower thirds, get the stills and stuff.
Yeah.
But
dude,
it was a bit of a ramshackle operation.
You know what though? Here's the thing. This is a funny thing. By our standards, yes, it is a ramshackle operation.
Oh yeah, 90% of the time.
Our standards are way too high though.
We run a tight ship. Just because by and large we don't deviate from the norm.
Right, but no, I guess my point is, you know how many people out there, we get asked all the time, what advice do you have for podcasts? What kind of equipment do you use? How do you guys do this? How do you guys do that? We're dullards, right? But we figured out a great way to fake it. So our stuff generally, whenever I get on the Envato market, if anybody ever wants to know, hey man, your titles look really good. I know. Because other people create templates. I buy them for like $15. I dump in our names.
Drop in our assets and
bam.
It
looks great.
It looks spectacular.
It looks great. So what you call ramshackle, we know behind the scenes, it's monkeys pressing buttons.
I didn't say that as a slight to you.
I didn't take it that way.
Okay, good.
I didn't
That wasn't
take
my
it
intention.
There was nothing to do. All we had to do was read results.
I know.
And it's fun. It's stupid. That's why it was only 40 minutes long.
Maybe the ramshackle nature will make it more entertaining than us just reading results.
I think it probably will. I think it will.
All right, you want to answer some questions?
Yeah, man.
First,
let's do this.
Jose GGR. What is your favorite vacation spot? Where do you want to go that you haven't?
The only place there's lots of places I'd love to go. I would love when I'm 55 years old. I've told you this. I'd like to, me and my wife, move, because at that point, Bam's going to be out, hopefully. I want to move to England and spend, like, from 55 to 65 traveling eastward, just soak in all of your. There's so much history in Europe that I would love, love, love to explore. We honeymooned in England. I grew up there for a span of time in my childhood, so I'm a big Anglophile. But I would love to get to the continent and explore a lot. And then second on that, my mom's hometown there in Paraguay of Concepcion. I'd love to learn Spanish, Español, and go there one Sunday, Domingo. Mm-hmm. I would love to do that, just to see what's going on there.
As far as your favorite place you've been, probably London, yes?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
As a kid, the one place that really stood out to me was Paris. I still have vivid memories of Paris, and I really enjoyed that. I thought, even as a 10-year-old, and 10-year-olds hate anything but playing with toys and riding their bikes, I really loved Paris. But I would say, it's probably England. I don't know.
I went to Santorini for 3 days, part of my honeymoon. That was spectacular. I wouldn't mind going back there.
That would be interesting to me, too.
It was great.
Because you get Europe, but you also get, like, beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or Spain. Spain might be
cool.
Yeah,
it was down to Spain and Greece for a honeymoon.
I would actually love to go to Italy.
Yeah.
Italy would be fantastic.
Italy would be cool. At some point in my life, I want to make the trip up north to Scandinavia.
Yeah.
to kind of retrace
Flurgan.
the Larson, ancestral roots, if you will.
Sure.
And that's what I wouldn't mind, going through there.
Did you see Craig from Screw Attack was throwing a dart at a map?
Of some place he would go.
It's a bad idea. There's a lot of bad places out there. And he threw it at, I think it was a place in South America. And he was like, all right, I'm going to go check that out. And then like a day later, he said, yeah, I'm going to have to scrap that. I'll tell you guys the details later. I don't know why.
No, he did.
What were the
he
details?
tweeted out. It was just like there's some sort of advisory by the State Department not to travel there. I'll find it. 1 second. Go ahead. Continue.
Next. Best friendo. Oh, that was from, you said. Best friendo Greg Morris with Affleck seemingly out as Batman. The Warner Brothers confirmed that. They said he's passing that torch.
All right, that's what he had to say. Craig did. It was somewhere in South Africa. He talked to apparently several agencies. He didn't say what exactly, and was strongly suggested not to go right now due to civil unrest, high crime, and the drought.
I did read that. That's right. 3 things. That's sad. There's a lot of places you can't go in this country, man, or in this world, on this planet Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I tweeted back at him too. A GIF of I typed in Syria in the GIF field. I said, here's Greg 6 months from now.
Oh dear.
You got to be careful with that dartboard. Best friendo Greg Morris. Oh yeah, who do you want to see as Batman? Would anybody move your proverbial needle?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Man, I brought that up to Big Jeff, and he was like, "Dude, he's in the Marvel universe. He can't do that now.
Who's in the Marvel universe?
He's Mysterio.
Oh, that's right.
Mysterio.
I'd rather see him as Batman. He can just leave. Ben Affleck was Daredevil, and then he was Batman, so it's totally possible.
So I know he's a Disney player, but
you want Zac Efron?
No, but he is played in Ted Bundy. Zac Efron is. I think Netflix picked that movie up. I think partially because the Bundy tapes did so well.
Yeah.
No, man, I want Kylo Ren.
Oh, all right.
Adam Driver.
Yeah.
He has never been on anybody's radar for Batman, but God, man, I would die for that. And if anybody out there ever gets their hands on Batman 100, which is a Paul Pope Batman series, you'll see what I'm talking about. It would be absolutely perfect.
Walking paranoia, worst recurring dream you have. Doesn't have to be scary, but like, why do I keep dreaming about this? Teeth falling out. I think that's a pretty common one.
Oh, man. Snakes on the floor, and I'm running, and they just get more and more as I'm running forward. That's terrible. And then I had a dream. I remember this a very vivid dream when I was a kid about running. I was running from people. I'm in a cornfield, like a corn maze. Not maze as in corn, but a maze.
Yeah, a maze made out of corn, yeah.
And I'm running from people, and I keep on turning back, and they have no pupils. And they're very slowly walking after me, and every time I turn around, they're still there.
Interesting. There was a spell, and it hasn't happened recently, where I had a bunch of dreams with pets in them. For example, I told this one before, or my stepfather in this dream. I don't have a stepfather in real life, but in this dream I had a stepfather, but at night he turned to a black cat with a blonde Fu Manchu. Another one where the family dog fell in the pool, broke its leg, and we were taken to the vet, and my dad and I got in a truck. We've never owned a truck.
Yeah.
And during the course of our trek in truck from home to vet, this dog, which I believe is some sort of yellow lab, never had a yellow lab before, shrunk and turned into a lollipop. And I thought the way to save the dog's leg was to bite that leg off the lollipop.
That's fucked up, man. Were you high as shit right before?
No, I was sleeping. I was I don't know.
Right before you went to sleep.
11. I don't know how old I was.
You were 11. That's a weird dream.
I had a lot of weird dreams.
Tim Spulak. What's the best?
Worst is the REM sleep one. Next Generation, the REM sleep episode. That's terrible.
So I got to take the original series out of it because I honestly think I've maybe seen 5 entire episodes of the original series. I find them so boring. Worst episode of Star Trek ever is I think it might be one of the more popular opinions in Star Trek nerd groups. is the episode of Voyager where Tuvok and Neelix got combined into one being named Tuvix.
No, you mentioned that particular story.
Have you ever seen Tuvix?
I've never seen an episode of Voyager.
Tuvix. Star Trek. I'm just going to show you. They got a different actor to play Tuvix.
All right.
So they get involved in like a transporter crash or something, or accident.
Mm-hmm.
And then they end up being this dude. And like for some reason, the cloth on his uniform is a mix of Star Trek and of Starfleet and what Neelix used to wear. And then he's his own being, right?
Yeah.
And then they find a way to essentially kill him and split him back up so the status quo remains. And they do that, and he's like, no, please don't kill me. And Janeway is just not even, compassionate about it. She's not even like...
It's horrible.
She's like awful about it. Yeah. So I think by and large, that's sort of considered like the worst one.
The REM sleep one is awful, though.
That is a really bad one. But you know what? Above all those... Oh, no. You know what the worst episode of Star Trek ever probably is? The finale to Star Trek Enterprise. So they did...
Is that the one that has the country theme song?
Yes. Well, that's the show that has the...
Yeah.
And it's got Quantum Leap guy.
Yeah, Scott Bakula, yeah.
So they did like a storyline in their last season, which is, it only lasted 4 seasons. All the other ones lasted 7,
yeah,
except for the original. In its second to last episode, it finished with sort of what is like kind of a proper finale. And in the very last episode, they actually did an episode of Next Generation. The framing device for this was Riker and Troy. This is weird. There was an episode of Next Generation where Riker was dealing with a conundrum where he had to either turn his back on his former captain or turn his back on Picard.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
Okay. And then in this episode, it sort of was an episode within that episode.
All right.
And of course, they look older. It's 10 years later, right? They get Frakes and Marina Sirtis back. Put their old costumes on. They dye his beard.
Oh, gosh.
So he just looks old with a dyed beard.
Yeah.
And he's trying to figure it out. So the way he resolves what to do is they get on the holodeck and they re-experience the final days of Enterprise, which was like 2 years after the episode we just saw, and the decisions that they had to make. So it wasn't actually even an Enterprise episode. It was a Next Generation episode that featured a simulation of Enterprise. It was the worst freaking idea ever.
Maybe the implication was that all of Enterprise was all a simulation inside the holodeck.
And that's why it was so bad.
Yeah.
That could be.
Maybe
possible.
That's what they were really trying to get at, Steve.
Enterprise is just fan fiction. It's just Star Trek within Star Trek fan fiction.
Yeah.
That could be. I totally forgot Enterprise existed. Yeah. And like all the bad episodes of Star Trek can exist in that one series.
Yeah. So what's the best episode? Probably some episode of Deep Space Nine.
So there was an episode of Deep Space Nine that is also generally considered like one of the best episodes of Trek ever, and I'm kind of there with it. There's two episodes of Star Trek that I could consider like my personal favorites. There's this episode where there's a accident. There's always an accident.
There's always an accident.
Where Cisco ends up he sort of gets caught in subspace. So he goes into subspace, which is like this white ether. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
And then he'll be there for like 30 seconds, and then he'll reappear in the real world.
Okay.
But it's like years later.
I feel like I've seen that one
the first
before.
one is like a year later, and it's all about Jake and how the father-son connection thing is.
Oh, yeah. I think you at least showed part of that to me.
And Tony Todd plays Jake in his later years.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I remember
and
this.
It's so flippin' emotional, man. It is so... Like, the father-son chemistry between the two actors is just great.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. Because he's like a single dad because his wife died in the Borg attack, and now he blames Picard. And so there was that episode. Then there was also the episode that I really loved where Picard... The Enterprise comes upon... it's called... The Inner Light. the Enterprise comes upon this probe. It was like an alien probe, and it zaps Picard.
Yeah.
And he starts living the life of a resident from where that probe came from.
Oh.
And it was like the last days of that planet.
Okay.
Because global warming, whatever, it screwed it up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they like get their legacy. Sort of, they educate people with their legacies. These probes, which make you live out a life. And so
On
like
that
go
particular
from
planet, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was like a really, really cool episode. So that was like one of my favorites. I was like the one. I like all the Borg episodes.
Oh yeah, the Borg ones are great.
Yeah. I like the ones where Lore showed up and then Data got to act like a dick.
Yeah.
Dale Kirk. Steve, would you like to attend a football match when you visit Scotland? I would like to. I don't know if I'm going to have time or ability to. Plus, it seems dangerous. They're all always violent, from what I understand.
Xena64, I'm taking a mini vacation in New York soon. It'll be my first time ever visiting New York City. Any hidden gems I should know about? Food spots, entertainment sites. See, when we were there for 3 days, it was we didn't have a whole lot of spare time.
We had nothing.
We were staying in the Lower East Side. We were staying like 2 buildings away from Kat's Deli, and that was one of the best pastrami sandwiches I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was really good. It was expensive, but it was really good.
Yeah.
I'd recommend that, depending on where you're staying. Otherwise,
I really wish my only regret is that I didn't do a little bit of research and like you and I put our heads together and said, okay, what one thing should we go to that...
Yeah, it was kind of a spur-in-the-moment decision.
It was like, okay, because we had no idea when we would have time to do anything.
Yeah.
And so we were like, I don't know, World Trade Center.
Yeah.
I wish we would have gone to like try to get to like Ellis Island. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if we would have had time for that.
Yeah, I definitely had time because like our schedule was pretty packed. We had...
Like I wanted to see a place that had some history. So we got to like
there was that cool church down there on Wall
that
Street.
was neat.
In Wall Street.
Yeah,
region.
yeah.
And then there was the old Federal Building with Jefferson in the front.
That was cool.
Which is right across from the stock market. So that was all kind of neat down there.
But we're not the guys to talk to about that.
Yeah, we've been there 3 days. And it was a pretty packed 3 days.
Ooh, Jeffrey Nguyen. This is a heavy question.
Oh,
Again, we're not experts on this.
No.
As self-employed businessmen, what is the best way to invest your money for retirement?
Do you have any sort of retirement savings?
Yes, my wife.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I do not.
I
think I have like a couple $1,000s with Fidelity.
Oh, all right.
Maybe because of Machinima. I forget.
They had a 401k. That's how I have a retirement.
I was only with them for no. It actually predates that. It goes back to Washington Mutual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just sitting there.
Yeah, well, that's usually what you do is you just let it sit there and it makes money and they reinvest the money it makes and hopefully makes you more money.
No idea how much.
Although
I have.
Stock market hasn't been doing too well this year, so I checked my retirement not too long ago and I lost not a ton, but there's not a ton in there.
A chunk, yeah.
But there was a chunk.
Yeah,
like maybe 10%.
I don't know, man. I mean, just act like your savings is is mandatory.
Maybe that's what you could do. Maybe that's what you can do. I'm just throwing this out there. No forethought put into it. But this is actually something I've thought about the times like when I'm out walking my dog.
Sure.
So if you have the means to invest in real estate for yourself, a home.
Oh yeah.
Buy a home that you think you'll stay in for 30 years. Mm-hmm. Depending on the cycles of the economy and so on and so forth, hopefully by the time that 30 years is over, your house will have appreciated a good amount. Because generally by the time you get into your 50s or 60s, you want to downsize.
Yeah, sure.
You want to take care of any house or accommodation of any size. So you can sell that property. Mm-hmm. At that point, hopefully you will own it outright. Mm-hmm. So whatever proceeds you get from that sale is 100% yours. Mm-hmm. Get yourself a smaller place, and you have some left over. You're gonna need something else, but that might be a decent foundation. Mm-hmm. I am by no means an economic or financial advisor. If you want real financial advice, I would advise you to go to a real financial advisor.
Yeah, not a pro wrestling podcast.
No.
Samuel Deveson, you guys are hired to film a documentary about something non-wrestling related. What's it about?
Good question.
That is a good one. You can do a documentary on anything you want. Not wrestling. What would it be?
Probably some sort of political documentary, but I'm not sure what.
wouldn't mind tackling like a crime documentary.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be interesting. I almost said fun. It probably wouldn't be fun. It'd be interesting.
Right, yeah, it'd be interesting.
You've seen War Room, right? About the Clinton campaign with George Stephanopoulos and James Carville.
Yeah,
I have. That's a really interesting.
Is that Errol
document.
Morris?
No, I don't believe so.
I know I
think it's called War Room.
I know I have.
It's about the Clinton campaign. Yeah. It's really good. Something like that. Get into the inner workings of these huge campaigns when it seems like so many decisions are distilled down to just.
It'd be really interesting if somebody did like a modern day Hoop Dreams.
Yeah, I just thought about the Hoop Dreams too.
Because man, I think things have probably changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see here.
Tyler Riot, what's a better snack for NASCAR? Wings or nachos? Asking the wrong people. Better snack overall, I'll go with nachos.
I think a better, yeah. I mean, is there something NASCAR specific about the snack?
I have no idea.
I'm just going nachos. I'm a bigger nacho fan.
Zach asks, if you could only have one restaurant, either fast food or sit-down menu to eat off of for the rest of your life, what would it be? Menu. Not just one particular item, but menu. The entire breadth of the menu.
Well, what place has like the most expansive menu?
Like Cheesecake Factory has a massive menu.
Is there one item on it? Remember me and Lacey last time we went to Cheesecake Factory? I was looking through that menu for like 15 minutes.
It's huge.
Yeah, but I was trying to find one thing that I was like, man, I really want this.
The jambalaya pasta there is not bad. And the Cajun pasta, that's good. Some of the sandwiches are good. The salads are good. Their barbecue chicken salad used to be good. I used to live like walking distance to one, so I had a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's his first place came in my head because they have a massive menu.
Yeah, and it's quality food.
Yeah, it's not bad. The bread, the wheat bread they give you is really good.
Yeah.
And they have a rather large cocktail menu as well.
Man, I'd probably go with Denny's. They have a big selection though, man.
Yeah, but they all kind of taste the same. Suplex Casey, what's a major goal for you guys this year, either for both of you or just individually?
200,000 subs.
Yeah.
200,000 subs.
Yeah, that's first and foremost.
I think so. I think the biggest goal for us, and it's a continuing thing. I'm not sure if, hopefully we'll accomplish it this year, but who knows, is as with any business, is to achieve as close a form of stability as possible.
Yeah, there's so
in
much
the industry.
There's so many variables and there's so much unpredictability going on that some measure of stability would be swell.
Yeah. So that's like sort of tops.
You have any gym goals this year?
No, man. For me the goals for gym stuff is simply always try to get healthier. Like just keep going.
Valor or GTFO, that's mine.
Yeah, I don't. That's good. My thing is that's a good goal to have because it'll keep you going to the gym.
Exactly.
And you'll keep on getting better. But no, my thing is just always try to get healthier.
I lost my Zenith. I live in LA and I've been forever dreaded and lost ever since Meltdown Comics closed its doors. Where else in LA should I go to get my comics and graphic novels? Don't say Golden Apple because I get weird vibes there.
Oh, it's a Golden Apple.
And Stevie Bradley says the Comic Bug in Culver City or Manhattan Beach.
I think I've heard of the Comic Bug before. The Manhattan Beach one anyways.
Yeah.
I used to just go to Golden Apple. Well, yeah, I went to Golden Apple. They had one in the Valley.
Didn't that one close?
Yeah, that one closed a while ago.
That was over by the mall, right? By the Northridge Mall? Or am I getting confused with someplace else? Like south of the mall a little bit.
I am freaking lost. I'm trying to put it together.
Tampa and Parthenia.
It was on Reseda. It was on
Tampa and Reseda then.
It was on Reseda.
Maybe I'm getting confused. Zach S. I was there. I went there a couple times. Probably with you. Zach S. Do you think athletes should be allowed to use some PEDs in some situations, or should sports always and all the time be clean?
Be clean.
Yeah, they should probably be clean to keep the competitive playing field as level as possible.
Here's my biggest thing about that is that if you're a grown adult, I don't really care what you do, but whether they like it or not, kids look up to sports figures. Mm-hmm. And if we start saying, yeah, it's totally fine for you to do that, that translates to kids. It's totally fine for you to use PEDs.
So there's some 14-year-old kid who doesn't do enough research, does nothing, to start jamming his body full of steroids,
right,
and has a heart attack by the time he's 19.
Right.
Don't need that.
That's horrible.
Don't need that.
No, absolutely not.
Smurf Galloway, Stephen M. with community being hella 420 friendly and it being legal in California. Have you guys any funny weed or psychedelic stories from college or afterwards? I'm very curious what a stoned Stephen Larson would be like. I'm assuming being dads these days, getting stoned isn't really an option in curiosity. But I know very unlikely if there would be ever a stoned podcast. Maybe a Going in Raw Truth Exposed 420 special.
I don't know anything about all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
Nothing.
it. Zach asks, what's the biggest disadvantage to having a family? The biggest disadvantage is that there just isn't enough time in the day
to do all the things that you probably want to do.
Like I would never, ever, ever give up my family for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But there are days where it's like, man, I think I could be doing this or that or the other. This job, Going in Raw, is a 60-hour-a-week job. It's
more or less.
Pretty much all-consuming, which is totally fine because it affords us freedoms. Today, you're able to go take care of some family business, and I'm like, okay, cool. I got more work I can do. And then you came back.
Yep.
And at a regular job, I'm not really sure that you're not always afforded that opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's great. That being said, if the family having a family takes time.
Yeah, it does.
It takes up time.
It does take time.
And
there might be some things that you want to try to get done, but there's other things that take precedent, and you have to do those things.
Yeah, I mean, there are things like, for example, I can't say this for sure, but I would imagine living in Los Angeles might afford us more opportunities to collaborate more.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
And I am not moving my family to LA. If I was in my 20s and we were doing this in our 20s with this level of success, then it would probably be a conversation. Hey, we can probably do some more stuff when we move to LA.
Yeah. Stevie Bradley, white meat or dark meat?
Dark meat,
yeah, it's got more flavor to it.
Oh, man, juicy.
Fat equals flavor.
Pretty much.
No, there's no pretty much. That's the truth.
Definitive.
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 What's a more flavorful cut of meat, red meat? Sirloin or ribeye?
Oh, I don't know, man. They just put it in front of me and I eat it. I'm not an aficionado when it comes to meat.
The answer is ribeye because it's fattier cut. It's got more flavor to it.
There you go. There you go.
I knew the answer. I was trying to see if you knew the answer.
I don't get it. It's sticking in front of me. I eat it.
There's a lot of other variables like what you feed the cow, so on and so forth. How the actual meat is seasoned, if they over-season it because they got crap meat.
Yeah.
How it's cooked.
Yeah. And then and they're like, what is that? What do I care? I just ate it. It's great.
No, that sounds good. I want steak.
Falcon McRamsey. What's the funniest movie you guys ever seen? Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls.
Dr. Strangelove.
Holy crap, I got to watch that again.
That's the answer.
I have never laughed so hard as I did at the rhinoceros scene. There are many movies that are, now number one, Dr. Strangelove probably through and through is a funnier movie.
Yeah.
It is obviously a better made movie and a more intelligent movie.
Yeah, by far.
But nothing has ever come close to making me laugh like Jim Carrey coming out of that rhinoceros's asshole. Oh my God. I embarrassed Jeff with just how hard I was laughing in the movie theater. I embarrassed him. Holy crap. I cried. It hurt. It literally hurt.
Oh my word.
And I nothing about Strangelove. Look, I'll laugh at Strangelove, but nothing makes my sides hurt in Strangelove.
Like Jim Carrey coming out of a rhino's beehole, huh?
Dude, sometimes look, man, there is no correlation between clever. I love clever. Clever's great. Strangelove is very clever and is a very funny movie.
Yeah.
And it's probably the best made comedy.
Yeah.
But holy shit, a dude coming out of a rhino's asshole.
Zach asks, wild game, yay or nay? Like to eat, I'm guessing.
Like the most dangerous game?
No, wild game. Like, have you ever had any sort of like game meat, like elk?
Deer?
Yeah, venison.
Probably not.
It's good.
Yeah.
I've had that. I've had elk. Had wild boar.
Yeah.
I've had alligator.
Wolf Pack for life. Is soup a cereal?
No.
Does a straw have one or two holes?
It's one continuous hole. It has two ends, but it's one hole.
Yeah, it's a hole.
Yeah. It's like if you cut a hole in the piece of paper, you might
look at one side of it, there's a hole. Another side, it's the same hole.
It's the same hole. It's two sides of the same hole. It's one hole.
Yeah.
Same thing. This is elongated.
Yeah.
Same concept. A.O. Worm, where could you see yourselves living if you decide to move from California?
Austin, Texas.
Portland or Seattle.
Ooh, too much rain. Lots of rain.
Or probably, I'd say on the West Coast, more than likely.
Juarez.
All right.
Mexico. Baja.
Yeah, somewhere on the West Coast.
Hawaii. No,
it's too expensive.
Lava.
And tsunamis, you got to worry about all that.
Tsunamis and lava.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty extreme. No, if I decided to move from California, it'd probably be England. Get a little flat. You know what flat is?
Apartment.
It's an apartment. Get a little flat.
Christopher Ramprasad, if Netflix came to you to greenlight whatever you want, what would you do and who would you have on? Anything you want. Netflix says, budget, done. What do you want?
Seinfeld reboot.
I don't think that's possible. They're not interested in that.
Well, that's it. Anything I want.
All right, Seinfeld reboot. That's fine.
No, man. Anything I wanted. Oh, you know what? I would say Netflix kick rocks. I want to go to CBS All Access and do my own Star Trek show.
All right.
It'd be sick, and I would star in it.
It's not good enough on a good foot.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't carry a Star Trek show? You know what my name would be? Captain Iglesias.
Oh, gosh.
And,
definitely getting off on the wrong foot.
And the theme song at the beginning would be to all the girls I've loved before.
To all the starships I loved before.
It'd be about a Lothario Star Trek captain.
That's just Captain Kirk.
No, he's too violent. I'd be smooth. They'd say, Captain, the Romulans are approaching. All right, I'm going to pull out my D, send them a picture of it.
I'm sure they'll turn and go the other way. Then that happens.
See if they're interested.
Zach S. Power rank 7-Eleven hot foods. I don't think I've ever eaten anything hot from 7-Eleven. I don't trust convenience store like hot food. I don't trust it.
I have had probably...
I will get chips. I will get like protein bars and beverages from convenience stores, and that's the extent of it.
The extent of it I've had is the Big Bite, which is hot dog, sitting there in its own juices. So good. I remember one time I got one for me and my coworker and good friend Mary Ann back at Washington Mutual, and they got her. I'll never forget this. There was one left on the Juicy Good machine, and they put that in a dog and put it in the wrapper.
Oh, and there's one that had been there for a while?
No, there was one that was like brand new, and they just stuck it in the microwave, and they put that in a sack. I legitimately did not keep tabs on which was which. So it was a 50-50 chance.
All right.
Didn't tell her, got back, gave her one, took one myself, bit into it. It was great. Then I hear, what the hell is this? I look over and I'm like, oh, you got the microwaved one. Because apparently they didn't microwave it long enough.
Oh, gosh. It's cold on the inside.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for now. We're going to do the rest of them next time.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of these.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions here.
Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Bye.